And we're broadcasting, I think. I'll just quickly check, and yes, we are. So, hello again, if you're watching this live or archived. And let's see. Oh, hello, Slovak Eagle. Welcome back. Also, hello, another TTV viewer, as I realized your name is actually spelled. Now, I'm curious. Do you spell it another TTV viewer because another TV viewer was taken, or because you actually want it to be pronounced another TTV viewer? If you want to type in chat, feel free to let me know. We've also got some other people watching who I don't think have accounts. Hello to you too. And yes, I'll just quickly switch over to Trainz. And I'll make sure that it's actually worked. And yes, it has. So, great. Last time, from the work that we've actually done on this route last time, we placed down some more shops. And, well, I put down this little road going down here to this little marina we put down. And I started putting down some residential buildings, and I replaced all the roads here. Hello. How do you pronounce that? And Honey Sarson 2? Is that how you pronounce it? And Honey Sarson 2. If I'm mispronouncing that, or is it? Oh no, it's Anthony. Oh, of course, right, because of the capitalization in the other view. Anthony Sarson, or Anthony Sarson 2. Hello, welcome to the stream. Slovak Eagle, hello again. Yes. Well, welcome back. I'll quickly just give you a little fly through of the route, what we've done so far. So we started off down here, and we built this area going up through this little valley so far on stream. And this route is set in sort of northeastern USA. Yes. Going along through here. Oh, 1 second. Oh, you're hosting me. Well, thank you very much. Okay. Hello, new viewer from Slovak Eagle. Welcome. We're just starting to do some route building. Oh, thank you, Anthony Sarson too. Yes, so I'll just continue placing down some residential buildings. So this town doesn't have a name yet. As I said in the previous stream, I want to finish it a bit more. So I wanted to get more of its character before we think of a name. But when the time comes, I will definitely be asking chat for suggestions. I just finished streaming myself, so I thought it would be nice to keep it going for the people who are watching me. Well, thank you. I hope your viewers are enjoying my stream. I love this game. I really, really want to get it, but I have a bad PC, so I can't. Yeah, Trainz definitely does need quite a good computer to run properly. Because it does, on here, it just about runs, but whenever I use procedural track, and there are quite a few junctions in it, it just lags so much. Although, you could always get one of the previous versions. For example, Trainz 12 runs pretty smoothly, or even older machines, because it's an older game. Of course, it doesn't look as visually appealing as TRS-19 in most cases, but it still gives you the Trainz experience. But I'm getting a better PC next week so I can play it. Great! Congratulations, I suppose. Do you say congratulations when somebody gets a better PC? I mean, probably. So, do you want to play, do you usually play trains to drive on routes or to build them? Also, you should do a multiplayer session on Kickstarter County or Canadian Rocky Mountain route. Are you suggesting that I should host one that we play on together, or do you want me to upload one to the DLS? Because that could be taken both ways, and I want to be clear on that. Oh no, that's European house. Because there are these house sets which are a lot easier to put down. It doesn't take as much time. But here, because this is on a slope, every single road is at a wonky angle, so they don't really work here. Oh man, Kickstarter County. So many memories. Yes, next weekend I can play though. Yeah. About the multiplayer session, what you said before, did you mean run a multiplayer session? Oh, I forgot to search for house. Okay. I mean, in case you did mean to run a multiplayer session on Kickstarter County or Canadian Rocky Mountain, host it, or I could add you as a friend on Steam and you could play on my session and also use Discord voice chat or something. Yeah, well, I've got the... I haven't got Trainz on Steam. This is bought directly from their website. Although I could host a session, but we'd have to do that during a normal stream, because at the moment I can't really stream. I can't. My streaming schedule is static. I can't really shift that or stretch it. So if you're getting the new PC next week, and you'll get Trainz, then maybe I can host one the next stream after that then. Yeah? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I will... I mean, we can do it partly of the stream, because this is supposed to be a route building stream, although I will admit I do tend to go on a lot of tangents. So maybe we can fit in some multiplayer gameplay as well. That would be nice. We'll see. I already won it, okay. Okay, wait, I already won it, okay, Steam, but I tried playing it on my PC, but... Oh, you've already got it! Alright, I understand. Remember, you need to have the same game version and game build in order to multiplayer it together. Yes. Right, that's a good point. Thanks, Slovak Eagle. So, my build number is 105170. I'm not sure if there's a separate version number. Let's see. Oh, that's the about section. No, that went into the wrong thing. I thought it would open up a separate Trainz thing. Poop, I can't play with you then. Well, I mean, yeah. So, Slovak Eagle, you seem to know quite a bit about multiplayer compatibility. So, is it only this specific build? Because I use Steam, you got it on the website. Yeah, but if it's the same Trainz version, just downloaded from a different source, shouldn't it still work? I mean, if it's the same version of the game? I mean, if you know. There are several active builds right now, a lot of them. Let me explain the works. Okay. It is the latest version. That I have. Okay. 105497 and 105170 compatible. Do you have the latest version? I think so. If I go to Trainz settings, let's see. Is there a check for update thing here? Check for Trainz updates, here we go. No updates for Trainz is available at the current time. So according to this, I do have the most up-to-date Trainz version. 105.175 and 105.096 compatible. Where do I put that in? Basically, one build is Steam version, the other build is non-Steam version. Yeah, that's... thanks, Slovak Eagle. That's basically what I thought it would probably be as well. So, Anthony, So I've got the non-Steam version and it's up to date. So if you've got the Steam version and it's up to date, then they should both be compatible. Yeah, I have the most updated. Then we should be able to play together. Do you currently have it installed? TRS-19, I mean. Anthony, which Trainz build do you have? You can see that on the bottom left of window. No, of launch window, sorry. It looked a bit like Oren because the L was missing. Oh, and these houses are actually good because they've got a foundation, so you can actually put them slightly into the ground. Okay. I'm not in my house right now. I'm at the doctor's office for my dad's doctor's appointment. Okay. And I'm just reading out the things in chat in case somebody's watching this on a lower resolution or in case it doesn't show up on the stream so that people will know what's going on. I'll look when I get home though. Well, it would be nice if we could do some multiplayer together. Although the thing is that on my because I'm running this on a late 2015 Mac, and on my computer it does also lag quite a bit when there's procedural track. Oh, I see. Anyway, how is everyone doing today? I'm doing good, thanks. How are you doing, Slovak Eagle? Yeah, like I was saying before, I did download Central Europe. I'm doing fine myself. Great, that's good to hear. Yes, I did download Central Europe, the TRS-19 version, the latest one. And I think it looks great. It looks very realistic, a lot of the scenery as well. It definitely shows that a lot of time and effort and energy and love has been put into that project. I really, really like it. I will stay on the stream, hopefully. You're still streaming when I go home. I will look. I'm going to be streaming till 11 British time. So basically for another 1.75 hours. Yes. So yes, I did download it. It looks it looks really good. The only thing is that with my previously mentioned thing with the procedural tracks, is that whenever I got to a yard or station area, it started to lag just so much. It got to the point where I had to go into the interior camera, so into the cab view, and look all the way down so that it would render less. But that's probably more of a thing with my computer. It's a bit because it's a bit older. Well, 5 years old almost. Yeah, but I really, really like it. My dad is gonna be tested for the coronavirus. I hope he's not tested positive. Yeah, well, there's a lot of let's see. There's a lot of information on that's floating around things. Basically, with that, I would suggest that you get informed well, and that you actually listen to multiple sources as well. Because the thing is that a lot of the information can easily be misunderstood or not mentioned in favor of other information, things like that. But I hope that you're fine. Okay, I see. Yeah, that would be because of your PC. Procedural tracks do eat a lot of CPU power. Yes. Although they do look really good, but that is the reason why I'm not using procedural tracks here. Because if you look here, I'm using one of the standard tracks. Yeah. Sorry, I won't do that anymore. Do what anymore? I'm not sure what you're apologizing for, Anthony. Anyway, I've just realized that this building looks a bit too British. Give about thing that's giving out info. I'm not entirely... Oh, it's completely dark. Turn on the light. Not completely sure what you mean, but you don't have to apologize about anything. Anyway, yeah, you don't have to apologize about anything. So, let's see. How does this look? I think it looks quite good. If you imagine If you imagine this all filled in with houses, maybe some kind of parking area behind these shops here. Yeah. Alright, these are the CL houses, the ones... they're, I think, from Wales or something like that. Let's see. Oh, classic American house. Oh, it's in the ground. Oh, right, because it's offset. Right, so if you see if I turn this, for some reason the pivot with these is over here somewhere. Do you play Minecraft? No, I don't. I do like Minecraft's redstone system, the logic system behind that, but I don't play Minecraft, at least not at the moment. Why do you ask? Do you play Minecraft? Let's see. No, these are too big. It's okay. Let's see. Oh, Cumberland. Oh no, these are warehouses. Well, actually, maybe because we did want... I did think that maybe some warehouses would look good over on this side of town. Over where the yard is. You should. It's a good game. I play it. Well, I'm glad you're having fun. Okay. Let's see. Yes, this is quite the American-looking house, isn't it? Talking about logic system, I should make another session for the root. Yes, Slovak Eagle. I did download the available sessions. Sorry. Alright, I pressed the wrong button. I did download the available sessions. I played halfway through... Oh, hello, new viewer, whoever you might be. Yes, I did download the sessions. One of them had faulty dependencies. Not sure which one. Yeah, I started playing one of them, the one with the freight, where you have to squeeze in between the freight trains, and it looks really, really good. I think your route looks very good in the morning light as well, with the long shadows and things. You should put a short line or a tourist line for the route. Yes, I did. Right, so I do actually have these bridges here. And there is this branch line going off to the right here, which is going to continue up this canyon and then go to maybe a gravel mine or something like that. Although I do like putting in tourist line or tourist things. One thing I do like to do with modern routes is to put in a steam special route where there is this steam locomotive that's well, it's a special essentially, where there are these crowds of people that I put on a layer that's pardon me, that's only turned on for that specific session, so that yeah, they come. The many people have come to watch the steam engine as you drive it past and things like that. I already played Trainz 12, but it's not the best game ever. Yeah, well, for its time, Trainz 12 was very good. Although I do agree that Trainz in Era and TRS 19 definitely have many improvements over Trainz 12. Thank you, thank you. I spent a lot of time trying to get the colors good for the whole day cycle. I think it took me around a week to perfect it for the location. Well, it paid off. It looks really, really good. Yes. Okay, let's see. These all look like British houses. Let's see. These all as well. The Victorian houses are probably also British houses. And here are some of the assets that I think are from your route. Let's see. No, those are farmhouses. FMA city houses. No, they're European. Oh, these Paris townhouses. They're definitely from your route. I can't wait to get the better PC. I bet I'll love Tiers 19 when I get the new PC. Well, I'm sure you will. Anthony, do you like making your own routes in Trainz, or do you like downloading other routes and playing those? Or maybe you like both? Let's see. These houses, nope. And I'm kind of just skipping through these because I don't want this to take ages. Okay, let's see. Well, these ones maybe. Yeah, they look kind of American. Not sure if they'll fit in this area that well. But maybe, let's see. Maybe between here. Okay. Right, that way is forward. So let's see if I place these in around here. Also, I love Tiers 19. Oh, right. Oh, I can't wait to actually be able to play. Also, how long have you been working on this route? This route, specifically? Well, I've only been developing it on these streams. And let's see. If I quickly go to my YouTube page, because these streams are archived. So I'll just quickly check how many there are. Oh, I'm logged in. I can go here. Let's see. Alright, so there are 9 streams. So I've been working on this route for a bit, well, actually for a bit over a month now. I guess it's been. Let's see, when was this uploaded? Yes, yeah, actually a month. So I've been working on this route for a month, but I've only been working on it. Oh, I also followed. Oh, well, thank you very much. Yes, so I've been working on it for about a month, but I've only been working on it during these streams. I haven't done any work offline because I want these. I want this route development to be archived, so that if somebody plays the route or is interested about the route's development, then you can see the whole history of it from the very beginning and the thought process behind the thing. Yes. I mean, if I was working on it offline as well, then it would already be much further along. Right, Slovak Eagle, you've been doing Trainz things a lot. So, have you ever run into an issue in Trainz A New Era where if you're playing a session and you save that session, so you make a save game of it, and then you load that save game, that some of the trains don't load in properly, essentially breaking the session? Did you ever run into that or not? Because I did. In some of the sessions that I made, they're not published yet, I put in a... I'm just trying to figure out where to put this. I think I'll put it over here. Yeah, I put in a text saying that in Trainz build, the build where it was tested in, saving it and loading it didn't work properly, so you should play it in one session. I'm not sure if that's needed anymore, because I mean, I might do some more testing of that. I don't remember anything like that. How long ago did you encounter this? Oh, I think maybe last year or the year before last year. It was quite a while ago. I have to go home from the doctor's office, and my dad didn't end up getting tested, so it's time to go home in a few seconds. Okay, well, thank you for joining, and I hope you have a nice rest of your day. Officer. Right, I think you meant office. Yeah, probably. I think that looks good. Could maybe be a little hotel here with balconies, so you can overlook the valley. I mean, you can't see the lake down there because, well, it's further down, but still, a nice view. Okay. Let's see. This building looks quite good. Yeah, put it in. I see. I haven't touched Trainz since TRS-19 beta in September 2018. Yeah, I mean, I haven't encountered that issue in TRS-19 yet, so maybe it's been fixed. So, what do you think of this house placement here? I mean, it's definitely a good sign for them for in case of drivers. If somebody's driving up the road, they know not to continue into into the house. Yeah, parkour. I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe that's right. It could be. I mean, sometimes I like to leave things like this because this fits almost perfectly. Like the width of the stairs and the width of the sign, it fits almost perfectly. So I think I'll actually leave this like that, just as a little Easter egg. So I mean, most people probably won't notice it, but if somebody does look around and they notice it, then it looks like it's been left here on purpose because it fits that well. Anyway, do you also put in Easter eggs? It's a nice joke. I like doing some random things like this too. Well, funny thing, actually, I was just about to ask you whether you like to put these little Easter eggs in your routes as well. Since you've already answered, I think I'll have to have a bit of a closer look around Central Europe then. Also, are you excited for the multiplayer surveyor? I know that it's I think it's only a Trainz Plus thing, but just in general, are you excited about that? Because I think that that could be a really powerful tool, and it also could be a lot of fun. But I think that there's also the possibility for a whole lot of shenanigans if it's not coordinated properly. Let's see. Alright, this road's been put up this way. I think I might just not... Well, I think I might smooth it out randomly here. Just so that the road fits more to the plateaus I have to put in for the houses. Also, I did, when I looked at Central Europe, I did notice the sort of mine area, where you've got the iron mine and the gravel mine and the... Oh, my friends from our group are in the Multiplayer Surveyor beta. I don't really know about it. It is a nice idea and I like it, but I won't be using it yet. Yeah. I mean, I'd really like to get my hands on that, but I don't have Trainz Plus. Yeah. Right. Yes, I went over to the mine area where we've got the sand loader and the iron ore loader, and I'll fix this later when I actually put down the houses, and things like that. And I noticed that well, I don't know if it was you or one of the other members of the development team, but I noticed that it was essentially color-coded in a way, where the sand loading area, all the cliffs and dirt and things like that, you don't need Trainz Plus. You just need to apply for the beta. It's up for N3V, then to add you to the testing. Oh, I see. Yeah, but when it's been properly tested, I thought I read somewhere that it's going to be a Trainz Plus feature. When it's finished. Anyway, I don't remember that, though that clearly. I might have a look about that later then. Yes, I noticed that it was essentially color-coded so that the ground and cliff area for the sand loading area, for example, was sand colored, and then right next door, the gravel loading area was this sort of gray, gravelly texture, which is a really good way of doing it. So making it clear to the player where things are loaded. Although it doesn't seem that realistic that the terrain, the rock type, the terrain would vary that drastically from, well, a few hundred, I think maybe it was like a kilometer or so between. Although it did look good when you're actually in the location. Just on the map, it looked a bit strange. Well, not strange, noteworthy. Yeah, it will be Trainz Plus feature upon release, but a few months or years later, it will come for non-Plus users too. Yes. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right. So how does this curve look so far? Well, some of the buildings are floating. Yeah, and this is the tricky bit when you're making a town on a slope. Getting the buildings to obey gravity. Because then you end up with the road being all bumpy like that. Let's see. Although I might just move them down because the player's really only going to see them from behind anyway. From the track side. So like this maybe. Yeah, and I do need to fix the road here as well. So maybe some more narrower houses. Let's see. I mean, we could maybe leave a little bit of a gap here for the terrain to catch up, to gain some height back. Something like that maybe. Although I'm not sure I'd like to be here, live here, because I'd imagine you get a lot of landslides down here. Oh, yeah, the 3 mines in one place, and oh, well, how do you pronounce that? Apologies if I don't pronounce that correctly. Persing and Celica? I have no idea how to pronounce that. Stations are the first ever part of the route to be built. The origin of the route. I didn't build that one. That was built back in Tain. The first and last version of the route for Tain. Then we moved it to TRS-19. Yeah. Although I do really like... I mean, it does show that it's a bit of an older part of the route. Where you know that area where the track goes up there by the mines, where the track kind of follows along this river and crosses over multiple times on bridges. It does show that it's a bit older, but I do think that it has a lot of charm the way it is now. It looks really... it has a lot of character. Yeah, I mean, I still like it. Right, so... okay. Pronouncing the names. Yeah, if you don't speak the language, you will never get it correct. Yeah, you're right. I hope I wasn't too far. I mean, I pronounced it the way that I would pronounce it if it was German, because I do also speak German. But that's probably nowhere near close enough. Anyway. Okay, so something like that. Also, this is a thing that I always encounter whenever I build a town on a slope like this, and that's the buildings. I usually place them on the side first, where the player is going to see the front of the building, so like this. And then it looks so nice with all the fronts of the houses that I don't really want to put buildings here with a back, because then that would cover up the other houses behind them, and then you'd only see the backs of the houses. Although it would be more realistic, because I can't really justify not having buildings here. Although, well, on this side maybe, if we put some parking lots down here, and so there's not enough space. But back here I think I'll put Moin, because these roads are quite far apart as is, quite spaced out. So I might even need to put in a few more roads later on, but we'll see. Okay. Also, I did, yeah, towns on hills are always very tricky, not gonna lie. I just decided to avoid them after my last try on Eagle County route. Yeah, they are tricky. But when they do take a lot of time to get right, but when you do get them looking right, then it's just such good scenery. I mean, because you can actually see the towns. If you come in from over here and you come in there, and you can just see the town kind of slumped over this hill. Yeah, I think it's worth it. All right, what did I want to say before? Right. I did when I only played through half of that session, the one with where you're taking the freight train up into Austria, I think it is. Is it Austria? I think it was Austria. The one where you're squeezing in between the passenger trains. I played only half of it because I played it right before the stream. Yeah, Austria. Right, I said Austria because in German it's Österreich, so kind of, right, Austria, that's, yeah. And I was driving along, I was looking along the route, and then I saw the little blue signs at the top of the catenary that indicate that you need to put down the pantograph. And just as I noticed that and thought, oh, he's put that in, or they've put that in, the message popped up that I need to get ready to put down the pantograph and idle the locomotive. So that was a really pleasant surprise that you went to the trouble of actually putting that in the route. So well done. That yeah, that made it feel a lot more realistic. Okay. Oh, we've got some, right, the construction houses, the ones that are under construction. Actually, that's a good thing. I might actually be able to put some of these in here where I don't want the buildings to be obstructed, so that it looks like, well, there are buildings being constructed here, so the space is being used, but you can still see the buildings behind that. I mean, it could be that there was maybe a landslide or something like that. Or just a construction project. Maybe they expanded the land here a bit and cut back on some of the parking lots that I'll put down there. And so now this space is going to be used for construction, for residential buildings. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, well, I mean, it looks good, but I don't like, it looks a bit strange how the building that's under construction is kind of framing the house behind it. It looks really, really strange. I mean, I might leave that. Anyway, oh, my friend gets very serious about catenary, but I put it in there for the realism as well. It adds a bit that unique style to it. Unfortunately, due to lack of good European assets, I used a loco that would burn under the different catenary systems. Yes, you do have to make some compromises with Trainz, unless you know how to make your own assets and you've got the time to do it. Which, by the way, I didn't look at the things that you sent me on Discord yet, but I will do that as soon as I can properly allocate the time it needs to it. So, actually, I think I'll leave that. I thought I might move it, but it looks kind of nice, because if you look at it from the station, it it does genuinely frame it like that. Okay, well, let's see. How many of these houses under construction should we place here? Maybe one more. Although, no, it doesn't really look that good. This one maybe? Well, it's quite a large house. Well, maybe put it like here. Also, another thing I noticed is the place. I forget what the town's called, but the town where you've got the construction site on one side of the tracks, and then you've got the big crane on the other side, where the crane reaches over the tracks. That's a really nice scene that was put in there. Okay, let's see. Right. No, these aren't right for here. Large Victorian, nope. Let's see. Well, these maybe. Although no, that's a Dutch house. Well, it is a Dutch house, apparently. I mean, you can see kind of the roof shape. But I think that it actually fits surprisingly well here. So I'm actually going to leave it here. Also, it does have... Well, that's a bit strange. They've put in the foundation here, but they also put in the stairs that are floating now. So I do still have to raise it up a bit here. Maybe something like that's gonna look okay. Yeah, I think it fits quite well here. Okay, now I think I'll leave the buildings like this for now, and I'll get started on doing some of the texture work. Okay, so I'll do the texture work for the grass first, and then I'll get into putting down some parking lots or putting down some dirt underneath this gas station. Thankfully, we are now getting a bit more new assets for Czechia and Slovakia. I might be able to fix these compromises in the near future. A lot has been changed from the version that is on DLS, the one you have, and the one I'm working on now. The origin area has been completely remade and looks even better now. ESO station has been adapted for high-speed traffic, and one of the catenary system changes were removed. Okay, great. Hopefully I'll be able to catch one of your live streams soon. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. Okay, so right, and I do sometimes like to do this when I start when I do a kind of a little project in a route. Like for example, this town. It's quite a lot of work to put down all these houses. So when I finished doing a chunk of that work, I do like to switch over to something else to kind of get a bit of a change of pace, and then come back to it later. Yeah. Also, the Central Europe, the route, it's already quite large. And you said you had 3 countries out of 7 that you wanted to make. You and the team, you're putting in a lot of time in that route. Are you planning to make it payware once it's finished? Just wondering. Okay, let's see. I haven't talked about your route. I haven't talked about your route here. I'm just amazed how nice it works. The small town is looking amazing so far. I like the crossing right next to the station as well. I see you are using TRC crossings. They are kind of broken right now, but it's an easy fix. Needs twice the amount of triggers. Oh, well, thanks a lot. Right, with twice the amount of triggers, do you mean having the triggers on this side and on the other side? Because I didn't put down the triggers yet, because the traffic bug I showed you last stream is still here, and so that it didn't really trigger. But is that what you mean by twice the amount of triggers? Yes, on both sides of the crossing. Yeah, I did come across that as well. I mean, the Atlas system is another one that I was looking at using, but I'm not sure. I think I heard somewhere that some of those assets are payware. I'm not sure if that's the case for Trainz and TRS-19 as well, but I think for Tane it was the case that some of those assets were payware. Or maybe I'm mistaken. Let's see. I'll just connect that up there. Right. Okay. As for Central Europe, yes, we have half finished, 3 out of 7 countries. I just finished work on a city in 4th country, Budapest, capital of Hungary. In my streams, I am now building the railway network in West Hungary, of course adapted to our needs just like the rest of the system. Yes. That sounds really interesting. Is there one thing when I was driving on your route? I'm not sure if I just didn't notice it, or but do you have some sort of marker on the map that kind of denotes where the borders between the countries are? Because I'm not just some object, like some maybe hiding maybe naming a tree or something, like maybe Austrian border or something like that, so it shows up on the map view. Or maybe I just missed it, because I think it would be nice if the player could see on the map when they're entering another country. Alright, I think that's probably enough of the darker grass at the moment. Because I won't, well actually I can put it in here. Well, I won't remove that there. Because this area is not going to change that much. But over on this side, I won't put it in quite yet, because depending on what buildings we have there, we might need to put in some other textures. So with next update, sorry. So with next update, we will have part of 4th out of 7 countries. Border crossings. Austria and Czechia have flagpoles next to track. Slovakia, Hungary have a single track bridge over Danube and flagpoles next to the double track. double check mainline. Slovakia, Czechia, however, do not have any flags. I will need to fix that. Czechia, Germany uses old assets with trackside signs saying about entering another country. Ah, well, in that case, I must have just been so distracted by the beautiful scenery that I must have just missed it then. Yeah, but that's good. That's good though. Okay. Actually, I will put down a little bit more down here as well, because I do want to put some of the grass supply down here. Right. So now I'll just put down the lighter grass texture, and then we can get to putting down some dirt and asphalt for the parking lots and things. Oh, that's too much. Okay. Oh my god, I just realized what those two bridges you have over there remind me of. The bridge junction at Feather River Canyon rail line. Yes, exactly. Right, that's what what I took inspiration from. Actually, if you go back and look at the archive of that stream, I specifically mentioned, I think it's the Caddy River, the Caddy Bridge or something like that. I specifically mentioned that bridge. Only here I don't have the complete why that the Feather River has. But yes, I'm glad that it's clear enough that someone noticed where I took the inspiration from. I do have that the Feather River route for Train Simulator, so Dovetail Games Train Simulator, and recently I got the Zephyr train for it, and that has a session for that, and that has a interior view of the last carriage with the observation area, and it just looks so good when you're driving along the route with that. I only know it because I driven there in Trainz. Yes, I think that's where I know it from as well. Although that's not well, actually, I think I learned about it there first. But in doing research for this route, I did look up a documentary about the railroads in the, I think, Rocky Mountains it is, and they showed, I think it was from the 80s. I don't know if I said that before. They showed footage from the Feather River route, from the Feather River Canyon route, and also the what's it called? Oh, the pass, the Southern Pacific one. I can't remember now. The really steep one. What's it called? I keep thinking Maria's Pass, but that's not it. Hold on a second, I'll just quickly look this up. Don't mind the Star Trek role-playing video in the corner. Oh, Donner Pass, that's it. Right. It was about that and Donner Pass, which was actually really interesting. Sorry. Pardon me. Okay. Right. So now that we have this here, I could go in and put down the grass supply now, but that would mean that we'd need to start from all the way back here and put it in. Because if you look back here, I do have this grass spline sort of placed around the areas of the darker grass, which I haven't put down here yet. So I'll need to do that at some point, but at the moment I really want to get into some of the more detailed work around the buildings we've already placed down. So let's see, I think I have a dirt texture already here for this gas station. Oh no, this is the asphalt one. Or is it asphalt? Gravel. It's asphalt. Let's see if this one works. Oh, as for Trainz, I'm not really into American routes. I have made few scenarios for the southern London area, London Brighton, Chatham Main Line, Faversham High Speed, Portsmouth Direct. I see. Yeah. Well, for me, the thing is, with a lot of the British routes in Train Simulator, the countryside isn't, well, it's a bit samey. Not all of them. For example, the Settle Carlisle route, even though it's a bit older, does have some stunning scenery. But the London Brighton one, for example, has a lot of the scenery just looks really the same. Whereas other routes in America, for example, the Feather River route, or the Clear Creek one, the narrow gauge steam route. With a lot of the American routes, there's just such a variety of scenery. Like, for example, mountainous scenery. Like one with the Donna Pass one, you've got the flatlands at the bottom, and then you start climbing, and you go high, and there's a lot of these tight turns. Although, yeah, not sure where I was going with that sentence. Just a thing that popped into my mind about that. Although another UK route that I really like is the Riviera line, the one in by the South Devon coast. That's also a really nice one. Also because it's got a 50s era steam version of it, which is really good because the locomotives in that, the steam ones, they handle really well. Yeah, I myself like the urban commuter type trains. I love stopping and express passenger services. As for freight, I like American intermodal trains. I love the way containers look snaking through the mountains. Yes, that is that's quite the sight to behold. Yeah. I mean, I do also like stopping passenger services and things like that, and express ones. But the thing with those is that if it's more if it's like in a town, like for example the I think it's the South London network, or I'm not sure what it's called, the London Overground network. The thing is, for me, because I've only got a Mac and Train Simulator is only running on PC, so I'm running it using Parallels. So Parallels is a program where you can run a virtual machine of another operating system. So essentially, the other operating system thinks that it's running natively on that machine, even though it's not. So I can run Windows on my Mac via that virtual machine, and that's how I can play Train Simulator. But it does mean that some of the performance isn't the best. So more urban areas, some of them fine. Like for example, the Florida route, which is an urban area, an urban route, it's fine. It doesn't lag at all. But some of the other ones do lag a bit. For example, the New Jersey one, the New Jersey route does lag a bit when you're in towns. Let's see, what did I want to do? All right, parking lots. Almost forgot. Right, so I'll just paint down how I want these to look first, and then I'll worry about the terrain. Oh, another thing about the Central Europe route I noticed, the road traffic that you're using at the moment, did you, was that made specifically for use in that route? Or is that road traffic that you downloaded on the DLS or somewhere? Because I noticed that it's got some custom traffic. Right, so I think we need to get this a bit more dirty back here, a little bit more darker textures as well. Let's see. Okay. Might be worth searching for asphalt. Like that. Right. Oh, an hour has already passed. It's so strange. I don't feel like an hour has passed. I'd say maybe half an hour or 20 minutes. No, that's too dark. It's too obvious. Right. So back here, I'm kind of putting in more gravel because it's not that made that expensively. So it's kind of loosened up already a bit, like this. And now I'll lower the terrain. Okay, right. So like that. And I think I might actually do it with the set height tool instead, because that's a bit faster. So like this. And then I'll put in the cliff texture behind there to kind of emphasize that it's been cut away back here. Also, also, I was wondering for some time now, are you using only DLS and built-in or also some payware? Central Europe, it uses Russian region. All of the vehicles are Russian, but a lot of them fit rest of Europe too, so I decided to use that. Yeah, I mean, it fits really well. Surprisingly, I'm not the project leader, yet I do the most things. You also asked earlier about it being payware. It will be free for TRS-19 forever, and we are hoping to have it built in for the next Trainz game. Oh, well, great then. Yes, as for the... well, I was just asking about it being payware because it's such a high level of... what's the word I'm looking for? I guess professionalism? Yeah, and I think that... I was just wondering if you planned on getting some... basically for getting some money paid... what's the word I'm looking for? Getting some return on the investment of the time that you put into making this route. But thanks for answering my question. Yes, as for assets here, I am only using assets that are DLS and built-in. I'm not using any payware. That's why I always have the no payware filter I made active in the search filter list up here, so I don't accidentally put down any payware. Because I do want people who find it and who want, well, for one thing, I do want to put this route up as payware, because at the moment I can't really, well, I can't really put that much time into a project like this and then put it up for free. I mean, I'd love if that was the case, if I didn't need to spend my time on something that at least would return some amount of money, but at the moment I just can't do that. Yeah, at least not this much time. But yes, so for that, because of that, I can't use any payware, but I wouldn't want to use payware anyways, because even for my free routes, I do want people to be able to download them without any hassle. I see. Then you might want to double check payware, because some of the assets that come from DLCs are marked as built-in. It is annoying and cost a sort of redevelopment on Central Europe. Ah, I see. Although I did I did get in touch with Trainz support, and he said that any assets that are marked, that are either tagged as built-in or available for download on the DLS are all right for that. I didn't realize that assets that are built-in are also payware assets. Because if I put payware to true up here, so if now I'm searching for payware assets, it does find a whole lot of assets over here, and I didn't buy any payware, so I only have assets that either came with Trainz or that were downloaded from the DLS installed, which means that all of these assets did come with TRS-19. So I'm not sure why it would filter so many assets if I'm searching for payware, and yet still have payware assets that are marked as built-in. Yeah, well, if that's the case, then I will have to take a look at that later. That's an interesting thing. I didn't know that some of the assets that it was tagged like that. Anyway, yes, right, so what was I doing? Alright, this. I see. If you do not have any DLCs installed, then you can use everything from that list. That is the base game content. Oh, so you meant... Oh, right, you meant DLCs... Oh, right, I thought you meant because, for example, some of the routes that came with Trainz... I'm not sure how it is with TRS-19, but for some of the other Trainz versions, some of the routes that came with that were also DLC. But right, so... Alright then. Yeah. Well, that's good then. I'm glad. Okay, so let's see. I think a fence would look good here. Let's see. Maybe this one. No, not concrete. Yeah, something like that. So, this chain link fence. So, oops, I didn't mean to type that in there. So I'll just put this kind of around like this, then leave a little bit of space for a gate. And let's see. Should I make this fence come down along here or put up along there? Because on the one hand, it would make more sense for it to be down here, to catch maybe any rockfall or landslide or something like that, also to block this area in a bit. But by the same token, it would make more sense, also a bit of sense for it to be up here, to stop people from falling down. What do you think looks better, up there or down here? Of course, that will work only for standard edition. Regional editors are a scam. Regional editions are a scam, and honestly nothing works with them anyways. So it is better to act like regional editions do not exist, just like with TMR17 and Trainz Driver. I would put the chain fence down and normal fences, wood bricks, up on the cliffs. Yes, that's a good solution. I think I'll do that. Thanks. Yes. I think the regional editions, I think they're more for people who are new to Trainz, to be lured into purchasing a version of Trainz if the base game is too expensive for them, and then when they've got the regional version and they see that it's a great game, but then they also see that a lot of things don't work with them, then they'll spend another load of money to buy the actual Trainz version. Actually, no, I'll put this a bit further back so that I can put in the gate somewhere over here. Right, so something like that. And then, let's see. There might be a gate here. No, there's a crossing gate. Honestly, with the current prices, nobody would buy standard or regional anyways, because the platinum costs so little. Yes, right. Well, when I got Trainz TRS-19, it was on sale. Maybe I'd choose the platinum edition if I bought it now. Let's see. There was hold on one second, because there is a fence gate that has a stop sign on it. I'm not sure what it's called now, but I used it on one of my other routes, so I'll quickly load that route to find the asset. Where is it? I think I've got it installed here. Do I? No, I think I've got it installed on the other route. So I'll quickly open up the other Trainz version just to quickly find that asset. Don't worry, this time it will actually only take a couple minutes. I got the standard edition. Back then it was the only one available. I see. Okay. R3, this is the one. Edit route. Also, a thing that I've noticed is when you make a route and you put down signals and things like that, always make sure that you've updated to the latest version of those signals before you make the sessions, because for one of my routes, I spent a long time making that route, and I used the American searchlight signals, and usually you were with the version of that asset I had installed, you could go through them forwards or back through them and it would work the same. So if you were going backwards through a signal, so if the signal's facing this way, you could go through it forwards like this or backwards like that, and it would work the same. But then when I copied the route over to another machine for my brother to playtest, then he said it didn't work. So the signal was just red when he tried to reverse through it. And as it turned out, the signal asset I was using had been updated to no longer allow that. So I had to then go into the sessions and manually put in what aspects I wanted the signals to have when the player reverses through them. Yeah, it was quite a lot of work, which I would have been spared if I had make sure that the asset was updated. So yeah, just in case something like that happens. Yeah. Right now, this is one of my other routes. I'm not 100% certain if I'm going to make this one payware or not. Might upload it for free. I'm not entirely sure yet on that though. Right, so over here somewhere. Let's see, where did I put it? I see. Thanks for the info about signals. You're welcome. Yeah, that's okay. Let's see. Huh. I wonder where I put it. Oh, maybe it was... up here somewhere. Wait for a second to load. No, I wonder if it was on this route. Maybe it was a different route. It may actually have been a different route that I put it on, now that I'm thinking about it. Or maybe it was just down here somewhere. Oh. Ah, no, here I just put in stop signs manually, but I left it open. Oh, where was it? No, I think it must have been a different route. Let's see, what route could it have been? I thought it was that one. R4, nope. Let's see. Pinewood Creek? No, that's the old one. Oh, where is it? Maybe it was on the Eastern and Western National Railroad, which is one. Yeah, this is a route that I started quite a while ago. It was supposed to be a main line, a US main line that ran from, obviously scaled down, but it ran from one coast to the other coast, so you could go coast to coast. And I started sort of a bit further west. This is how far I got with it. But then I upgraded to TRS-19, and a lot of the assets here don't really work that well with TRS-19. Also, maybe some of them I placed on the session layer. Oh, right. Probably that's what happened. I wonder. Oh, and I've just realized that it's got the black border around it. Yeah, I'm going to leave it for now, because I'm not going to do work in this this version anyway, and it doesn't lag as much when I'm running it at a lower resolution. The moon's out, I've just realized. For me, it's a clear night sky. I mean, it looks very appealing out there. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, I've accidentally put a lot of the scenery on the session layer. That's why it wasn't loaded. It hadn't loaded. Did I? No, this isn't the right gate either. I wonder where I could have placed it. Okay, well, tell you what. I'm no longer going to search for it. Instead, well, saying that, just one more try. Sorry. One more try. And then if I can't find it, I'll just give up and I'll look on the. I'll just use the one that I had before. The brand. Oh, what's that? The brand TK. The branded K. Good day to you too. Welcome to the stream. This is a route building stream, even though at the moment I know it doesn't really look like it, but I promised you that it is a route building stream, and we'll get to that as soon as I either found the asset I was looking for, or I go back to the other project. As for other projects of mine, I used to develop multiplayer sessions for Kickstarter County and Tain, and managed to expand the route a lot. I also made a few metro subway routes. Oh, right. I also updated and expanded the Kickstarter County 2 in TRS-19. I'm now working on Central Europe as main project. I do also have Japanese route in works. Oh, sounds really interesting. Well, that's great. Oh, by the way, here, a container train snaking through the countryside. It's not mountains, but yeah. Also, yeah, you can see that back here, back in Tain, I did used to use a lot of the 2D tree assets, which now are broken in TRS-19. But yeah. Oh, hi, Branded. I guess you decided to join me here. Branded is a member of my group. He's working on Denmark and Germany for Central Europe. Oh, I see. Well, the route looks great. I downloaded the version that's available on the download station, the newest one. And yeah, it looks great. Let's see, did I use this? I'm looking for a fence gate. I know it might look like a lot of trouble to go to for a fence gate, but it was a good fence gate. No, I can't seem to find it at the moment. Although here I did place down flowers, which I might do on the other route as well. No, I can't find it now. I'll go back to the route we're editing at the moment. Right. Hold on, it doesn't say that you're in chat, so I'll just quickly reload this page over here. See. It now shows other. Oh, and there we go. Yeah. Sorry for not greeting you when you came in, Commander Root and Lurksex. But the list hadn't updated again. But welcome, hello. That's the wrong session. There's the right one. Yes, welcome back to the stream. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to use this fence gate for now, and maybe I'll replace it with the other one when I... Oh, not that. When and if I found it. And no, I haven't forgotten to make it full screen. Well, not full screen, because technically full screen is what gives me the black border at the moment. So, okay. Just putting in this little fence gate here. And then I'll put one in on the other side as well. And by the way, since you're new here, just to give you a quick fly through the route, it's not very long yet. This route has been developed entirely on stream. Well, besides this first baseboard here, which I made off stream. But all of this bit here has all been developed on stream. I think this is the 10th stream that I was developing. Oh, and we're here at Horror Point Sidings. A little bit of hidden lore there. Go along here. And this is an American route, in case you couldn't tell. Right. And then we've got all the way up to this area, this little town with this bridge here, which is inspired by the Feather River, the Caddy Bridge, I think it's called. And yeah, at the moment we're working on this town here. Okay. Let's see. Right. Okay, like that. Now, I want to be... Usually, I do put in a sort of a parking lot spline, and I'm not sure if it fits that well on this kind of gravelly asphalt. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, for example, this one, I usually put it down like this sort of, in sort of these bars going across like that. But I'm not sure if that looks that good on this kind of gravelly asphalt. What do you think? Do you think it fits? Because it could be that it's kind of asphalt where just a lot of the stones came loose. So what do you think? It works. I think it fits. Okay, thanks. Right, so I'll leave it then. Okay, did I put it in the right way? Yes. Actually, no, I think I'll put in some... actually, I think I'll put in some cars now. Let's see, if I search for 50s... No, I was looking for 1950s cars, and instead I got an 1850s viaduct. Not exactly what I was looking for. Let's see. 1950s. Oh no, these are people. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah, sort of cars like that. And I do sometimes put in cars in groups like this, just because it's a lot quicker to place them. But if it's closer to the tracks where the player is actually more likely to see it, then I'm probably going to put them in manually. But here, the player only really will see it if they're coming in like this, and they've got the camera here, looking down at the valley. Let's see. I also don't want to put down too many of these cars here. So I think I'll put down... well, let's see. I'll put down some of these smaller amount of cars here. Also, yeah, I'm sure... Oops. I'm sure that someone who owns this car here would be parked around here, working in one of these shops. I mean, probably it's some rich kid who maybe his dad thinks that the influence of all of his wealth is having a negative influence on his child, and maybe he's being lazy all day, driving around in his car, getting into trouble. So maybe his dad, or maybe, well, I suppose it could be, well, if it's the 50s or 60s, probably the father, well, one of the parents anyway, suggested that he take up a job to learn that you have to work in life. So now he's come over here to work in one of these shops here. Let's see which one. Yeah, the yes, to work in the coin laundry. And yeah, so he's parked his car here. Yeah, that's maybe the story behind that. So just place down just a few more, like this. And I also think that maybe some garbage trucks would fit quite well here. So, oh no, I didn't type that right. I added it to the other one. Right, so let's see. This one, well, I mean, this kind of design, I was going to say it looks too modern, but I think maybe not. Derelict, some derelict garbage bags. Well, maybe, but for now I think that it's not worth to put in that much detail back here. Garbage container, maybe. This one has sound. I think I'll use that one, even though I'm not sure if it's US one. I mean, it looks close enough. So I'll just place a couple of these back here. Literally a couple of them. Yes, they're very happily married. Just sort of back here. Yes, I think that adds a lot. Also, we need dumpsters. Dumpster. Oh, it added it to the other one again. Did I misspell it? Dumpster. I must have misspelled it. Okay. Well, maybe one of them. Oh, I said placing two of them accidentally. So let's see, where would this fit? I think maybe here. There's plenty of space here. It's kind of in line with these. I don't really like that. Maybe more down back here. And then I need to align it with the terrain as well. Sorry. Alright. Well, this dumpster looks quite full. Maybe one of the other ones. Because I do like the look of a dirty parking lot, because for some reason it just makes things look so much more realistic if there's like old newspaper and things like that laying around, or dumpsters that have overflown or things like that. Even though it's not pretty, I think it makes it look a lot more realistic. I think I'll just place down one or two more dumpsters. So, well, let's see, maybe one back here. Oh, welcome back, Anthony. It's good to have you back. How was your trip home? Yes, like I was saying before, these dumpsters. Right, so something like that. Although, maybe it would look better to have them aligned along this side here. I'll just see what it looks like. Putting some dumpsters back here. It was long, but good. Well, that's okay then. Yeah, I think I'll put down like maybe one more back here. Just because the player might see this here. So, yeah, if you're looking down there, it just looks more realistic if you have them over here. What have you gotten done while I was gone? Well, I'm not sure if you saw this, but I put down these little buildings over here. Maybe you were here for this still. I put down some of the terrain textures along here on the grass. So I put down this darker grass here and these lighter grass tones over here. And then I spent quite a lot of time looking for a fence gate for this little parking lot behind these shops. Yeah, I actually went to the trouble of loading some of my older routes in the other Trainz version, so Trainz in the era, but to no avail, yes. So I spent all the time looking for it, but I didn't find it. Also, if you're interested... oh, nice, I love it. Well, thanks. Also, if you're interested in seeing what happened while you were gone, this stream will be archived on our YouTube page, so that's Sharadice. It will be archived either later today or tomorrow. So if you're really interested to see what happened there, you can look it up. So let's see. I'm going to be heading off to bed. It was interesting to peek in for a bit. Well, thanks that you did. The Central Europe route is looking great. I hope I'll see you again sometime. So, good night, sweet dreams. Okay, so yes, I'll just put down. I'm looking for derelict things. Oh, what's it called? Not propane tanks. Oh, derelict newspaper. These are the ones I was looking for. So at the moment, this just looks a bit too clean. So I'm just going to put down some stacks of derelict newspapers over here, and then I'll put down some individual pages that have flown away, like this one, just kind of along here. And you can, for me, it's only 5:40 p.m. Oh, I see. I would really like to have an American route to run the Kraus Maffei ML 4000 on. I like the triple loco setup. What is that? Is that I don't think I've heard of that before. Is it a locomotive that's available on the DLS? Or is it DLC? So payware. Oh, there are a lot of these. ML 4000. Well, let's see. What is this actually? 1 second. I'll just quickly put on managed content as thumbnails, just so that I can see what these look like. Oh, I see. Right. Well, the F7s, if you're gonna put this map on a website, it is gonna be freeware or payware. This map, it's going to be payware, at least the final version, because it does take a lot of time and effort to make these maps. So at the moment I can't really afford to put that much time into a project that I'm not going to get a return on, but I might put an intermediate, when I've got a bit of an area finished, I might put up as freeware, like a demo sort of thing. I haven't decided on that yet. How much? I don't know, honestly. I will make it a fair price. I will make it a price that I myself would pay for a route like that. But I really don't know yet. So yes, the Kraus Maffei ML 4000, or maybe but Kraus is German. I don't really know how to say, whether to say it like that or. So this is actually, this is the 4000, because actually I do have the. Speaking of that, I do actually have the F7 thing on it, which also has this A and B unit set up. So if I just detach this quickly, and actually just remove the search field for now. Oh, one second. Oh, right, I've got the session layer locked. That's why. That would explain it. Right, so if I move this back, then I can add the B car here, and you can see that this also has this triple locomotive setup here, which I also really like. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this route in the 50s or 60s, so that I could have this A and B unit set up like that running on this route. But yeah, I hadn't heard of the Kraus Maffei ML 4000 or 4000 locomotive. It looks really interesting though. Okay, now make sure that I'm on the route layer again. So now let's see. Right, I was placing derelict newspapers. That triple header looks cool. Yes, it does, doesn't it? It would. I mean, it would be so. I think that it would be a really what's the word I'm looking for? I think it would be really cool if American railroad companies, if they still use that sort of loco setup, but with the technology we have at the moment and the kind of the trend, maybe I can see that it's more efficient to run DPU, so dispersed. Is it dispersed? I think it's dispersed motive power. No, DPU, dispersed power units. I think it's called what that stands for. If you have locomotives that each can drive on their own as well. Yeah, I wish they did too. Yes. Yeah, but hey, that's what train simulators are for. So Trainz or Dovetail Games one, because if Dovetail Games one, they have the Zephyr one, which is which also has the F7 one, so with multiple cars as well. F7 looks similar to the ML4000, but it isn't as strong. Another interesting American loco is the Sharknose Milwaukee Erie build one, or Centipede. Right, the PRR one. I think I have the Centipede in one of the other routes. Just quickly show you that. I mean, at this point, I'm just switching between routes all over the place, so I don't really even need to mention it, I think. I don't like Dovetail. Their train simulators are trash. Really? Why do you say that, Anthony? Let's see. Right, so here is one of the sessions for this route, which will come out soon, is Rails of Foretold Doom. It has to do with a film crew. Let's see. Passenger train. I think this one is the one where I've used one of those locomotives. Yeah, because I do agree the shark nose ones look really interesting as well. I like the Trainz games better. Yes, I am. The thing is, with Trainz, the root editor is so much better. You can do so many more things, and the download station, you've got such a huge library of free assets to use. Yes, I definitely like the root editor, the root creation side of Trainz more. But the thing is that with Train Simulator, the actual experience of driving the trains is so much more realistic. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I've used this one. I think this is the Centipede. Oh no, is it? No, that's not the PRR one. Well, it looks a bit similar to the Centipede. This one's the New Haven one. But yes, I agree. The shark nose ones also look really interesting. Actually, did you know that the PRR, the shark nose ones, were actually, the design of them was actually inspired by the T1, the PRR T1. Let's see if I can find a photo of that. Yes, so this one, the PRR T1 locomotive, that was the one that they invented this sort of shark nose design for, and then they used it for a whole bunch of other locomotives as well after that one. Yeah, this locomotive has a bit of controversy surrounding it. I got to go. Sorry. When are you streaming again? I'm streaming again on Monday, same time as today. So Monday in the UK. If you look on my Twitch page, you can see the schedule there. It should be converted for your time zone. Right. Well, thanks for joining in. It was a pleasure having you here. Okay, so, right, what I was saying before. There's a bit of controversy surrounding the T1 because this is supposedly the fastest steam locomotive ever built, because in test runs, when it was on the static speed tests, I will tune in then. Thanks, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Bye. Yes, in the speed tests, I think they got this one up to about 150 miles an hour, although I'm not sure exactly what the number is, but it didn't actually reach that speed on the tracks. So some people say that this one's actually the fastest steam locomotive ever, and then there are other people who say that it's Mallard, because the actual fastest speed recorded by a steam locomotive, that record goes to the British Mallard, the A4 class, Nigel Gressie's A4 class. But the thing is, with that, they were going downhill, and they almost crashed the train, and they did, in fact, cause a lot of damage to the drive gears. So, yeah, that's not really that clear of a subject, depending on what your criteria are. Mixed opinions on Dovetail Games and their train sim. Their community hates trains and raids Discord servers. The routes are overpriced for the lack of content they provide. Same in Trainz World. They promised a lot of things and never delivered. Now they are saying they are gonna add that to Trainz World too. I'm not going to spend money on their games anymore. Yeah, a lot of that is true. But the thing is, that with the Train Simulator, actually before I go into that, I just quickly want to think about what I want to do next, so I can work on that while I'm talking. So we've got this over here done. I think it's about finished. This little parking lot back here. I think I'll put the next one in over here. Yes. So the thing is that with their routes, I agree that they are overpriced for the standard price, definitely. But then the Steam sale hits, and a route that you've been looking at for quite a while is now suddenly 75% off, and then, yeah. I think that if a route is like 50% off or 75% off or something like that, it is worth the money, because the driving experience, well, for most routes anyway, because the driving experience is just so much more, so realistic in that you actually feel like you're at the controls of a locomotive, and you can actually feel the weight behind you and the cab shake as you're going around corners and things like that. It just gives me much more... The feeling I get when driving in that is much closer to what I imagine driving a real train would feel like than Trainz. Yeah, the Steam sales and driving gameplay is really better than Trainz. Yeah. One of my new favorite routes in Train Simulator is the Clear Creek narrow gauge railroad. It's a steam railroad set in, I think, in the 1800s, and it's set I think it's in Colorado, I believe. Basically, the railroad goes, I think, for 25 miles, climbing through this canyon, following the river, and it is very difficult to drive, but at the same time, it's such a rewarding route to drive as well. Yeah. Anyway. Right. Yes, I mean, I do have Train Sim World as well, but I was never able to play it because, as I mentioned before, I can only run Windows virtually on my Mac, which means that games that require a lot of that have quite high graphical requirements don't really run that well. And with Train Sim World, yeah, it just didn't run. I had all sorts of glitches and things like that. But maybe maybe someday I'll get it to run. Although by that time it'll probably be horribly outdated. I'm experimenting around with the sway effect in trains. There's a trigger that can make the train tilt in a certain direction. I'm testing that and hope to start using it in sessions to create a more realistic route. Oh, do you mean the track bump one? Where is it? Oh, invisible track bump. Do you mean this one? You see, this one, with this one you can pitch it and tilt it. Oh, I'll undo this. Because for some reason, I don't think that you can... I'm having I'm having a bit of trouble with it. Yeah, the track bump. Yes. Also, of course, I'm sure you know this, but you can actually change the track condition as well, so that trains will shake more or less when going over a thing of track. You probably know this already. But yeah. I also might start experimenting with that a little. But I really haven't needed to use that. Actually, I'll put another gate here. I haven't really had to use that as much, because all of the routes that I've made, at least within the last couple of years, yeah, the track condition helps with the experience too. Yes, all of the routes that I've made in the last couple of years are all quite slow routes, where the speed limit really never exceeds 50 miles an hour, around there, which I think is 80 kilometers an hour, something around there. So I never really had to experiment with the track condition that much. But maybe I'll experiment on this route when I make the some of the branch lines like this one, which might have much poorer track condition. Right. So I've put in the fence here. I need to put in some more textures. Also, I don't want to forget to put in the no paper filter. Let's see. Okay. Also, at some point, when I've got more of the buildings down, I will also put in some trees around this town to kind of break up the line of sight a bit in some areas. Okay. Also, I think I wanted to ask you, when you work on a route, when do you like test it, like drive around it? Because I was watching Approach Medium on YouTube. I'm not sure if you heard of it. Probably did if you do a lot with Trainz. He also does route creation videos. And what he tends to do is he builds a large area first, and then when almost all of the route is finished, he puts down one loco and drives a little area to make some cinematic shots of it. But with me, whenever I make a new area, I always want to drive around it first. So I spend quite a lot of time when I'm just making a route by myself, driving around Trainz, then building another few baseboards, then driving up again, driving across those, then another few baseboards. I was wondering what you were like with that. Let's see. I think I'll leave this here for the moment, and maybe draw some more grass over here because it is quite sloped here. Okay. And I will grab the... Actually, I need to flatten the height of the road here because it is floating at the moment. Right, so I'll grab the terrain texture here. Oops, I've still searched for asphalt, so I need to grab it again. Right. Then I'll just draw a little bit... Oh no, I accidentally grabbed the wrong one. I know Approach Medium, yeah. As for me, majority of my tracks are electrified, so after I'm done creating a section of track that is in a turn, I drive through with electric loco testing catenary. As for full-scale testing of the tracks, it is as soon as I connect the tracks up. To test scenery, I just do some drives through at random, either when fully finished or when an area came out looking really good. Yeah. It is really tempting to just go through and drive around whenever you've got a little bit done. Yeah. Let's see. I think I need to draw this a bit further over here to kind of make this a little steeper, the slope here. So something like that. Well, like that. Actually, now I'll put down the fence as well, because it looks a bit strange going up the side only to come back down again. Yeah, it also it is also a nice break after hours of building to get that nice view of what you just accomplished. Exactly, yes. You're completely right. Okay. Right. So I'll place down some more of these cars over here. Let's see, maybe these ones. Well, I think I'll place them over here. Well, actually, I placed them near the entrance because it would make sense if the most cars, where the most cars are accumulated, that would be near where the entrance to the parking lot is. Saying that, I'm just going to place these here as well. and then the one with a few less cars over here. Oh, and I've just seen that we've passed the 2-hour mark for the stream, so 11 o'clock for where I am. So, right. That, I think, is the end of the stream then. So, thank you very much for... Oh, that reminds me. I haven't done any drives through lately. I will make a session and drive that. I did upload a few videos of me driving new sessions in Works on YouTube. Oh, that's interesting. So on YouTube, are you just Slovak Eagle as well? I'm just aligning the camera because I want to get a good thumbnail. So, and since this is kind of the only thing I was working on YouTube I am Richard Bosnak. Okay, well I'll have a look at that a bit later. Thanks. So I'll just kind of align it kind of like this, trying to imagine what it would look like scaled. Actually, I can scale it down right here, a little at least. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Actually, I will quickly place down another newspaper and then save, just so that it doesn't crash. Alright, thank you for the stream. I enjoyed it a lot. Well, you're welcome. Well, there. Right. Well, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I did as well. So, yes, that's the end of the stream then. So, until next time then. So, bye.